I was not expecting this. Hey guys, how's it going? Justin here from Walts, and today we're looking at the HW-Q600B, which is the entry model into the Q level soundbars by Samsung, and this thing just blew me away. Now we are going to do a sound test at the end of the video, so make sure you guys stick around for that, but let's talk more about the soundbar before we get into that. So, contrary to what you would think, the first thing I actually want to cover is dimensions. And the reason I think dimensions are important is because if you're going to buy this soundbar and it isn't going to fit in your system, it's kind of a problem. You don't want to have to buy a different entertainment center because the soundbar won't fit. I mean, that's just not going to be the most cost-effective way to go about your entertainment system. So, as far as dimensions, the soundbar itself is going to be 40.6 inches long, a height of 2.2 inches, and a width of 4.1 inches. Width is really the depth here, so keep that in mind. And I don't think you'd really want to hide the subwoofer because you want it to, produce bass, but that's going to come with a length of 7.2 inches, a height of 13.5 inches, and a depth of 11.6. So make sure you do your measurements before you even consider the soundbar. Now, maybe none of that's even going to be an issue for you because you're wall mounting your TV. And if you're going to be wall mounting your TV, it does come with a wall mount kit so you can wall mount your soundbar. However, then you have extra wires running, and in my personal opinion, the best way to go about doing that kind of system is to get one of those TV soundbar mounts that goes in between your TV mount and your TV that allows you to hang your soundbar flush with the bottom of your TV. And the reason a lot of people do this is mainly just for cable concealment, and they don't have an entertainment center below, or it's too far down. So it's really up to you how you want to go about it. But if you're going to go down that route, wall mount kit's cool, but I recommend just, doing it to your TV. Now, let's talk connections because this is a very important topic. First off, it is going to come with HDMI, and not only HDMI, but HDMI eARC, which all of you are probably wondering. And if you plan on using the eARC function, I would use a high-quality directional cable, something like an AudioQuest cable, which, by the way, if you haven't already, check out our video on AudioQuest. They are just important for your sound as they are for your video. But if you're not going to connect through HDMI, then that doesn't really matter because guess what? It does have an optical. So as far as hooking up to your TV, that's what you got. If you wanted to do Bluetooth, you could, but I don't recommend ever Bluetoothing your soundbar to your TV. Why would you create more input delay than there already is? Save the Bluetooth and the USB for all your music. Now, probably the part that everybody wants to know about, what are the speakers like? Well, the soundbar is a 3.1.2, and it does have Dolby Atmos and DTX so that you get a faked surround sound. But Justin, what do you mean faked surround sound? I mean, that just sounds cheap and crappy. Well, rest assured, it's not cheap and crappy. Basically, what you have here is a 3.1.2, and with that, to break it down, if you don't know, so you have your front right, your front left, and then your front center speaker. That's coming from, the front of the soundbar. Pretty simple to understand. And then you're also going to have the one which stands for the subwoofer on the side, and then the 0.2 at the end, that's your height speakers. So these are going to be the speakers on top of the soundbar that are facing the ceiling, and what they're going to do is shoot that audio up, hit your ceiling, bounce off behind you. And if you're in a small enough room, or at least where the ceilings aren't vaulted, this should sound pretty darn realistic. If you have a vault in your ceilings that's pretty dramatic and you have a large room, you'd probably want to go with a soundbar that has rear speakers in the back. Maybe something like the 910, I know is a popular one. But basically, all it's doing is mimicking surround sound because, remember, to have surround sound, you have to have dedicated speakers behind you to get the full effect. So anything that, doesn't have that is just mimicking. But it can still sound really good, and I've heard it. I put it in my house, and I've heard it. And there's other ways to elevate your audio as well. So with a Q-level soundbar, what you do get, which you didn't get with all the other ones that I've recommended, is Q-Symphony. Now, we did do a video explaining Q-Symphony and how to set it up, but in short terms, basically what this is doing is it's turning your TV screen, your speakers, into a center channel, and it does this by combining your TV speakers with your soundbar so that they play in sync and add that much more kick. For the longest time, this was a feature exclusive to some other TVs that had actual speaker terminals and would only work with, a surround system, but it's really cool that they have this kind of built in through the software, and as long as you have a compatible QLED TV, it should work fine. Oh, and if you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Q600B is going to come with a couple different sound modes that you can put it into to hopefully boost the experience for what you're doing. We'll start off with the adaptive mode, which actually adapts to whatever you're listening to. It's pretty self-explanatory, but if you're, switching between sports, movies, games, it's going to kind of auto adjust so that way it sounds the best for what you're doing and you don't have to actually touch it. However, I do think if you're going into game mode or you're going to be playing this for games a lot, you should probably just put it in game mode because that'll give you the best latency and just sound the best for whatever video game you're playing. It also has a surround mode, so if you're watching movies, I recommend turning this on and bumping the volume a little bit. That way you get a more accurate surround sound. But what I recommend and what I personally would do is put it in standard mode and just adjust it based on what you're watching, because the dedicated modes do a better job than standard and adaptive. So it just depends on what you're doing. So are you still not convinced that you need a soundbar? Well, I have a couple things to consider. First off, TV speakers, they just suck. That's just the fact of the matter is they've gotten so thin, the speakers just keep getting squished more and more and more, and they're downfiring, so they're hitting the carpet or stand or whatever you have below your TV. It just doesn't sound good anymore, and the only real TV speakers that sound okay would be, ultra premium high-end TVs that have actual radiators that are on the back that are pushing audio through the screen. I mean, that's literally the only thing that's going to sound okay, and even then there's no bass, so I'd still recommend a soundbar. And I think something that not a lot of people realize is that audio is half of the experience. You have your visual and you have your audio, and I would argue that audio is even more important than the visual, because haven't you ever watched the news and maybe the audio is just terrible? It's good picture quality, but the audio is terrible. It's hard to listen to something like that as to where, if you're maybe watching something that's not as high quality, but the audio's good, it's not as annoying. And I think that's just naturally because your hearing is more sensitive than your visuals. But if you don't believe me, listen to this test and you let me know.
So this is an example of amazing video quality with terrible audio quality. Let's switch and see what sounds better.
Now our video quality has decreased, but our audio quality has gone through the roof, major improvements. So what do you guys think? I mean, personally, I enjoy lower quality video with higher quality audio because my ears are more sensitive, but might not be the case for you. Now, lastly, the Q600B does come with a remote, just a standard soundbar remote. You do need batteries. It's not a QLED like the TVs, but basically you're just going to be able to switch between your inputs, adjust settings, game modes, subwoofer volume. It's all right there on the remote, and it's awesome that they include this. Now, I would really recommend this over an A or a B level soundbar just because it is the entry to the Q, and you just get so much more kick and bass for your dollar, in my opinion. I'm in a 10,000 square foot warehouse, and when I did the audio test, I was really surprised at how much it actually filled the area. So just imagine what that could do for your living room. I know most of your living rooms aren't 10,000 square feet, so yeah. Anyway, now I think we covered pretty much everything about this soundbar, and it's time for our sound test, which I know a lot of you have been waiting for, but we're going to close off the video. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section. And if you're looking at picking one of these up, make sure you visit the website, links in our description. Really do appreciate your support, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Let me see the job. I fucked up this hustle, yeah, we hustle, what the hustle, the
Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of the video. If this is a product that you're interested, make sure to email me at youtube@walts so I can get you a special YouTube discount. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like these, and we'll see you in the next one.